but ultimately a stablecoin is based on trust. And
Yeah.
even though it's well collateralized and the foundation will back it, it's still depegged. And so I would just want to ask, do you think that is this because people were still afraid of, oh, USDD is like Terra, so that's why everyone's decided to leave?
I think one of the reason why USDD depeg is also because lots of the people think this is the same with like a Luna
Yep.
and the UST mode, which is not. But lots of people believe in that way, and they actually borrow a huge amount of the money to short the TRX and the USDD, try to make money. So basically, I think their way of thinking is like, I missed the Luna chance, right? So USDD TRX is the second chance. I gonna bet all my money on that. So to make money, right? To short TRX and USDD to make money.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ben, and as usual, I'm the host for today's podcast. Today, we have one of the crypto OGs. You may recognize him by his nickname, Mr. Tron. It is, of course, none other than His Excellency, Mr. Justin Sun, the founder of Tron Network. Welcome to the show, Mr. Sun.
Thank you. Thank you for CoinGecko to host this podcast.
Yeah, great to have you. So, before we get into the topic of the day, which is actually a USDD, could you please give an overview of the Tron network and what separates Tron from other networks like Ethereum, for example?
Yes. So Tron, so basically we developed Tron Network since 2017. So at that time, I think we are one of the also OG blockchain now. But at that time, it's a very new concept. So basically, we need a POS-based smart contract platform. As we all know, back to 2017, the biggest smart contract platform at that time is Ethereum, and it's a POW base. But of course, after 5 years, Ethereum finally also start to move to POS mode as well. But at that time, I think POS is a very new concept. So the main token at that time trade on the market, Bitcoin, Ethereum, like Monero, most of the Zcash, like most of the token is all POW based. So I think we are like one of the earliest POS mode public blockchain. So at that time, and also we are dedicated to solve the high scalability and the high speed problem at the time we have. Because as far as I know, Ethereum has around 1 million transaction per day. Basically, it's the cap of the Ethereum transaction. I think for Tron, we successfully improved to 10 million to 20 million per day. So for TPS, we also I think Ethereum is like 15, and we approve like more than 2,000. So that's why I think we have a very large scalability advantage and the high speed advantage compared to Ethereum. And in the last, I think, 5 years development, we also see a lot of success on the Tron blockchain. Since even we started later, but today we become the largest blockchain for Tether. So basically, I think everybody transfer USDT using Tron blockchain today. And right now we are the third largest USDC network as well. So basically, I think today we have around 3 billion USDT, 3 billion USDC on Tron blockchain as well. So we seen stablecoin developers and lots of people use Tron blockchain as one of the alternative compared to Ethereum. So I think blockchain is always try to evolve, right? So after these 5 years development, I think Ethereum gonna evolve to POS mode, and of course, Tron we also have some very interesting new developments. Definitely, I think USDD is one of them. So we can go through that later.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you gave a great overview of the Tron network, and you kind of mentioned the topic of today, which is USDD. So the question I have is, what is USDD and why did TronDAO issue this stablecoin? First of all, you mentioned you already have other stablecoins like USDC and even True USD. So, what started this?
Yes, sure. So first of all, Tron, as I just said, I think we are an OG blockchain on stablecoin. So I think we are one of the earliest blockchains. So start to work on stablecoin back to I think 2017. So at that time, I think there is only one major stablecoin in the market called Tether, and the Tether is based on Bitcoin blockchain. So which is called Omni. So which I mean, most of people is not like familiar with this blockchain anymore because of we collaborate with Tether to migrate on Tether to Tron blockchain. So so I think compared to the Tether era, we have like several advantage. First of all, Tether on Omni blockchain is very slow. So basically, it's very hard for you to transfer USDT from one wallet to another. Basically, I think it costs you 15 to 30 minutes, and also with a very high transaction fee. For example, I think average transaction fee is 50 to 100 US dollar worth of Bitcoin. So you need to make those transactions, and also it's also give a very heavy burden on Bitcoin blockchain. So as we all know, I think the maximum capacity of Bitcoin blockchain every day is doing around 3,000 transactions per day. So this is basically the maximum Bitcoin can do, right? But if USDT is based on Bitcoin blockchain, it's gonna take a lot of the capacity from Bitcoin. So make Bitcoin blockchain even more congested. So that's why at that time, I think, especially when a day with high volatility, so people it's very hard to make transaction because all the USDT transaction also occupy most of the capacity Bitcoin has. So that's why we migrate USDT Tether to Tron blockchain is release lots of capacity even for Bitcoin, and also of course USDT got lots of big scale. So I think before that, everyday transaction for USDT is only around like 5,000 to 10,000 transactions per day. So after it migrate to Tron blockchain, USDT transaction every day, I think is around 2 to 3 million on Tron blockchain. So basically, I think increase 200 times after it migrate to Tron blockchain. And also the same time, if you have like USDT on Omni, it's not smart, right? So basically, Bitcoin is a POW network. There is no smart contract. So basically, you cannot like use stablecoin to trade with other platform, just as we do today. So I think that's like the second problem of USDT on Omni at that time. And also, of course, I think we want a very cheap network.
Yep.
If you freeze TRX on Tron Network, USDT transaction is almost free. And even you burn TRX, I think it's only around 2 to 4 TRX to make every transaction. So I think the price is minimum, right? It's around like 20 cents US dollars. So that's like for the first upgrade. And later, we collaborate with Circle on USDC, Trust Token on True USD, and also we issue the first Tron decentralized stablecoin USDJ. So basically, you have variable choices for stablecoin. But after that, so I think this is a good time for us to develop a decentralized stablecoin on Tron Network. So it's a USDD. So the full name is decentralized US dollar. So I think that's like a good idea. I think the reason is because Tron has grown like super strong on centralized stablecoin. Today we have around I think 40 billion US dollars worth of stablecoin on Tron Network. But the majority of them is centralized stablecoin, which I mean by the definition is rely on banks redemption and mint. So this also make me a little bit worried about like if some days banks stop to serve the blockchain industry, they might cut off the settlement, redemption, and the mint and redemption of stablecoin, which I think is a big risk of Tron blockchain and the overall blockchain industry, right? So that's why I think it's a good opportunity. We start to develop a completely decentralized stablecoin. I think which will be one of the major settlement stablecoin in the market. I think in the future. So that's why I think 2 months ago, so we started to work on USDD and introduce it to the market.
Yeah. Great answer overall. And the biggest question everyone has on their minds is it was pretty clear that USDD is modeled after Luna / the Terra USD model. And obviously we all know what happened there. And everyone's first question is, how is USDD different? How will it prevent the crash, or what separates USDD? How will it survive?
Yes, I will say I think USDD is a hybrid mode with DAI, UST, and other stablecoin. So basically, I think we study like all the algorithm or decentralized stablecoin in the market, and then we basically I think take the advantage of all the stablecoin here, and also make these like better choices for the traders in the market. I think first of all, I think the one of the disadvantage Ethereum and the Bitcoin blockchain is Ethereum and the Bitcoin blockchain they don't have like native stablecoin. So I think for Bitcoin, because it's not like a smart contract platform, right? So but for Ethereum, I think today even we have DAI, right? So basically, I think DAI is the decentralized stablecoin on Ethereum. But be aware, so DAI is not like blockchain based, right? So DAI is developed by Maker. So basically, even you can use ETH as a collateral assets to mint DAI, but the governance structure is not like using ETH as the governance structure, right? It's using MKR for the structure, which also means Maker is just creating smart contract on Ethereum. So it's not like Ethereum blockchain based stablecoin. So I think for because stablecoin is way too important it's basically the foundation of our industry. So that's why I think first of all we need to have like a blockchain based stablecoin. Luna is a blockchain based stablecoin, right? So Luna is the token for the blockchain, and you can use Luna to mint UST. But the problem for Luna and the UST is they only have, I think, one correlation. So basically, all the UST price basically 100% based on Luna price, which I think caused this kind of the death spiral of the stablecoin, right? Which is happened right recently. So I think USDD is a hybrid mode of, I think we take advantage of all the stablecoin in the markets to guarantee the decentralization, but also the same time guarantee the safety of the stablecoin. I think first of all, USDD use over collateralized mode. So basically, the collateralized assets is transparent on TDR.org, which is TronDAO reserve, and also is transparent on USDD.io. So everybody can check the collateralized assets of USDD in the markets, right? So I think first of all, this provide a very good counter for the participant in the market, so they can start to see like how much percentage collateralized percentage for USDD. Right now, the overall collateralized percentage for USD is 300%. So it's very right now it's very healthy collateralized factor. I think right now we only take TRX, USDC, USDT, and BTC as collateral in the TronDAO reserve. But in the future, we might expand to more assets. Actually, this week we also gonna roll out PSM mode on the DAI. Like Maker and DAI, they have this kind of the PSM mode.
Yep.
So basically, you can directly use USDC to mint DAI. So basically, which is also one of the modules they introduced into the DAI ecosystem. So we learned that as well. So I think start from this week, Wednesday, basically, actually it's today. So I think start from today, you can use USDT to mint USDD. Even just like a PSM mode. So we have like a cap, right? How much you can mint, how much you can redeem. But I think we are starting to learn lots of features on that. So but also it's different from that. I think for several reasons. First of all, is blockchain based, right? So that I think is a smart contract based. So basically, I think we are even more safer than that because this is using the blockchain token. It's just like Ethereum compared to Maker. And also the second is because we are using hybrid mode, right? So today, you can still use TRX to mint USDD and redeem USDD to TRX. But also, we have like several choices. You can also use stablecoin to mint. So basically, I think the overall perspective, the difference from like Luna UST mode is, I think I will say UST and Luna mode is only, I think 20% of the USDD, right? So we have the rest of the 80% is DAI and the Maker based smart contract. And also we have other basically like this kind of the over collateralization, to help the stablecoin strong.
Yeah, it's really cool because like you mentioned, you've been combining several models, taking the best elements of each model and lumping it into USDD, which is like a whole new model essentially, like a hybrid.
Exactly. Yes.
And one of the things I wanted to ask, because you mentioned that you're using a several collateral assets right now, which is TRX, a bunch of stable coins, and even Bitcoin. Are there any plans to add any other collateral assets in the future?
Yes, I have done a little bit research recently. So asking if community are willing to accept like Ethereum on Tron Network as well as the collateralized assets. I think if the community feedback is positive, we probably will add Ethereum into the market. And since USDD is very actively expand to different blockchain, right? So right now, I think not only we are right now we are on Tron blockchain, BSC blockchain, Ethereum blockchain, Arbitron, Polygon. So I think in the future, we probably will add like the blockchain token in different blockchain into the TronDAO reserve account as well, because this is our basically the concept we designed the USDD in the first place. So basically, we need a stable coin not based on the bank balance sheet in the bank account, but the network stablecoin, which with each blockchain to back those stablecoin, right? So basically, Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the layer one solution, we use the native token to back the blockchain. I think one of the reasons why we use this mode is because we believe basically the layer one solution token has the biggest security level, right? So which can guarantee the decentralization, but at the same time keep the stable coin safe.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, it's quite interesting you mentioned, because you are already expanding to different blockchains, and
Yes.
I assume this is also part of the plan to increase adoption rate. Obviously, you want USDD
Yes.
to be used as much as possible.
Yes.
So my question is two things, right? First, how do you bootstrap liquidity?
Yes.
Because I think that's the most important for any stablecoins.
Yes.
And second, how are you actually getting people to use USDD?
Yes. I think we have like several strategies to bootstrap the liquidity. I think first of all, the most important for decentralization industry, I think is always AMM exchange, right? So I think today you can feel free to trade USDD on first of all on Tron is Sun.io and SunSwap. So basically, we have a very healthy liquidity pool there. I think it's altogether it's about 300 million US dollar big stablecoin pool. And also on Ethereum, you can trade on Uniswap and also Curve. So I think the liquidity is also I think around $40 million. And also at the same time, we have liquidity pool on BSC, on EPS and PancakeSwap. And also at the same time, we are started to build liquidity pool on Arbitron, on Uniswap, and also QuickSwap on Polygon, those different layer 2 solution. And also that's for the decentralization part. And also for centralized exchange, we have collaborated with KuCoin, Huobi, OKCoin, and also Poloniex, and all different kind of the exchange, MEX, MCX, sorry, and also all different kind of the centralized exchange in the world to basically make markets and attract people use USDD as their major stablecoin. I think right now the centralized centralized exchange trading volume is also around like $100 million. So I think provide a very good liquidity, on the market, and also of course we are also building a very big lending markets for that. So we have right now we have launched on Just Land. So right now I think provide around $200 million worth of liquidity, right? So you can deposit, earn interest, and borrow. And also at the same time, we will collaborate with the lending platform on Ethereum and the BSC, like Venus protocol and others to basically provide like lending markets for the stable coin. And also, I think along with that, to increase the usage of blockchain, we have collaborate with KuCoin, Huobi, Poloniex, using USDD pairs. It's just like Binance using BUSD pairs. So basically, you can use USDD to buy Bitcoin, buy Ethereum, buy TRX, and we subsidize those trading pairs as well. So right now, if you use USDD to buy those stablecoin, the price is free. So you don't need to pay any trading fees on those trading pairs. So that's also a very big usage. Currently, we are boosting like USDD, and in the future, I think we have more initiative. Recently, we partnered with Flex, launched like a Flex USDD pool, which also provide a good APY. And also, we will continue to collaborate with all different kind of the stablecoin markets, right? To I think provide like more liquidity, more staking campaigns to promote USDD.
Amazing. So, one of the issues with Terra actually was the fact that, Anchor was their key adoption model, where it got a lot of people to use Terra to deposit in Anchor. And so USDD is employing a wide range of incentives as well to increase adoption. And I guess the biggest question for everyone is, where is the yield coming from, to fund all these rewards and incentives like you mentioned? Do we need to worry about it running out in the future as well? How will you plan to keep it sustainable?
Yes. First of all, I think for the yield right now, it's all subsidized by TronDAO reserve. I think that's like so that's why I think everyone don't need to worry about the the yield problem, because for most of the, if people like taking for example like Ponzi scheme as an example, right? So the Ponzi scheme, the high yield is suspicious. Is because Ponzi scheme is always used the newcomers' money, right, to subsidize the people in the system, right? But USDD is not this mode. So basically, all the interest that we pay for people staking, is come from like a TronDAO reserve. So basically, it's us like subsidized for the stablecoin yield. So the stablecoin itself, is fully backed by the collateralized assets on the TronDAO reserve, right? So it's just like a maker and DAI, right? So maker foundation might like subsidize the usage of DAI, so everybody can use the stablecoin, but you don't need to worry about the DAI itself, as long as it has like enough like collateralization rate, it will be safe. I think that's the first thing. And also, of course, I think for the yield, we are trying to collateralize different sources, right, to boost the partnership, but the same time, make the yield comes from different source. For example, like recently, we collaborate with Flex and Curve, on the yield structure. Basically, right now the USDD Flex pool is provided both by TronDAO Reserve and the Flex Foundation and also Curve. So because they have this kind of the bribe, voting system, right? So if we have money, we can get like CRV also like one of the source of the subsidies. So that's why I think we will collaborate with more parties, build the USDD together. So basically, the source of the yield will also be diversified. So I think that's like the first thing. And then also, as you just said, right? So I think most of the biggest usage of the token will always be based on the usage of the stablecoin rather than yield, right? I think yield is a good way to bootstrap the usage of the token. But in the end, I think the token reliability, safety, and also should base on the stablecoin itself, right? People start to trust the stablecoin, use this as a value of storage, use this as a way of payment, right? And use this as what they use for their daily life, right? So that's why I think on this front, USDD needs also to kind of like compete with USDC and USDT, But I have confidence decentralized stablecoin has lots of the use case compared to centralized stablecoin. Since, for example, like no one can freeze your USDD, it's a completely decentralized. You don't need to get KYC to use USDD, which is also impossible for USDT and USDC. And also, USDD is also completely 100% decentralized. So you don't need to worry about like banking stuff to serve those stablecoin, So that's why I think for the decentralized stablecoin, it also has lots of advantage. So I believe the future of the stablecoin will be very diversified, right? So you have a centralized stablecoin, right, like USDT, USDC, but the TUSD, but you also have decentralized stablecoin like DAI, USDD. So like basically provide like different choices for the market.
Yeah. Like you said, I completely agree. There's a lot of benefits and use cases for decentralized stablecoins, right?
Yes.
They are the backup, the alternative in case any form of censorship happens in the future, which is a very likely possibility.
Yes.
So there's actually one thing I wanted to ask, but I kind of forgot. So just going back earlier.
Yeah.
So USDD has been around about 3 months right now.
Yes.
And I think there was one very fearful time period where it actually depegged as well.
Yeah.
And obviously you have the mechanisms and everything, but ultimately a stablecoin is based on trust. And even though it's over collateralized and the foundation will back it, it's still depegged. And so I would just want to ask, do you think that is this because people were still afraid of, USDD is like Terra, so that's why everyone's decided to leave? Do you think that there's still this fear that is affecting the adoption rate of USDD?
Yes. So first of all, I want to explain a little bit about the USDD depeg happened I think a month ago. First of all, I think in June, when everything goes down, Bitcoin goes down like 30% per day, Ethereum go down like 50% a day. At those time, everybody feel like super panicking. Even USDT, I think at the maximum scale, like went down like also around 8% or something. In Binance, even people start to FUD, like USDC, So basically, a month ago, FUD is everywhere. So for this background, so I think it's very easy for people to dump like USDD and also TRX at that time. Because like at that time, like just like everything is going down. So I think that's the first reason. And also, I think one of the reason why USDD depeg is also because lots of the people think this is the same with like a Luna and the UST mode, which is not. But lots of people believe in that way, and they actually borrow a huge amount of the money to short the TRX and the USDD, try to make money. So basically, I think their way of thinking is like, I missed the Luna chance, right? So USDD TRX is the second chance, I gonna bet all my money on that. So to make money, right? To short TRX and USDD to make money. So I have some like data. So basically, I think at the peak day, I think it's like June 15th, something like that. Basically, people short the short position open interest of TRX is over like $1 billion over the different platform.
Okay.
You know, TRX is only, I think it's a 7 billion market cap token, but the short open position is over $1 billion, you know. And then at that time, people is paying 1,000% APY for shorting TRX. So basically, in the market, people is willing to borrow TRX as 1,000 APY to short TRX, to sell TRX. So basically, you know, for Binance, it's like every 8 minutes, every 8 hours, they settle one time. So basically, it's 1% every 8 hours.
It's about 3% per day.
Yes, exactly. So the funding rate is super high. And also for USDD, it's also very, very high as well. Because lots of the people thinking USDD, TRX will all go to zero like Luna, right? So that's why they are willing to pay a very big, you know, interest to borrow, to sell, right? So I think at that time, you know, USDD borrow APY is also go up to 50% APY. At that time, you know, lots of people is tweeting about like USDD is super suspicious because, you know, they're paying you like 40% for APY for lending for borrowing USDD. But actually, it's not us. Actually, at that time, is paying those yield. It's because the people want to short USDD. You know, they actually want to pay 50%. Because once they bought USDD, they want to sell in the market. You know, they thought it's gonna go zero and they're gonna make a lot of money. So that's why they all borrowing, you know, USDD. Just probably like some people borrowing like UST, right, to sell them in the market. You know, so that's why I think at that time, you know, USDD and TRX also is under like a very big like short attack, you know, in those period of time, which is I think different from like USDT, you know, USDC, because they don't have this kind of the FUD, you know, background, right? So I think, but I think overall speaking, you know, eventually people will get back to normal, right? So after like 2-3 weeks, you know, people short TRX and USDD, you know, they can't find like any profit on that. They have to pay back all the funding rate and also the interest, you know, and you start to see, you know, USDD start to get repack. And also, you know, you see like USDT, USDC, like all different stablecoin also get repacked as well. So I think this is also, I think for this kind of the situation, actually it's good for stablecoin adoption because, you know, I think this is more like a high pressure test, right? You see, to give a market, you know, like a track record, right? They can check, you know, even on those days, you know, $1 billion is shorting USDD, you know, TRX, you know, it's fine actually, right? So that's why I think this is after we survive, I think in this quarter of the in this kind of the short attack, I think we can get more trust from markets. You know, people will feel like USDD is reliable, you know, just like DAI, right? Also survive in like several attacks as well. So people will start to think, you know, using USDD is okay, you know, no problem, right? Safe, you know.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. I just kind of want to end the session here with this last question. You know, in case is there anything else you'd like to share before we close the session off? About Tron or anything like that and all.
I'm good.
All right. Okay. I think then that's about it. Thank you so much, Mr. Sun, for coming on.
Yes. Thank you.
For the latest crypto prices, visit our website. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up to date on the latest crypto trends.